It will change your life. Every time I listen to that podcast, it's like I have an out-of-body experience. So for me this year, I'm keeping it very, very simple. I've got 2 goals in mind. One of them, hoping to take one step back with that this year, to then for the next 10 years, take 10 steps forward. I'm trying to focus on the process this year, enjoy the process, love the process, and hopefully at the end of the year, everything just pays off. Legend, let me know how you went with those emails so I can get you up and running on Team Builder for me, and we'll get started. Good morning and welcome back to another episode. We've just gotten back from our morning walk. I've been doing a little bit of work, just had some cocoa bombs for breakfast, and we're about to have a little bit of peanut butter and jam on toast to get us through the morning. I'll then have a little coffee to get us ready for our 10 a.m. gym session, hitting upper body. Excuse me. Cocoa bombs stuck in my throat. Hitting an upper body push session today, so we'll get that done. We've got a lot to break down in this video, so let's get stuck into it. So the reason that I have been a little bit quiet on the YouTube front is because I've just started up a podcast, which you would have seen in the last episode or the last video of YouTube as well. It's a Fearless Footballer podcast, and I would appreciate if every single one of you could go over there, give it a follow, give it a 5-star review. It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube. I'll link it all down below as well. I've put clips up on TikTok and Instagram, so you can go check those out and appreciate if you do, because it's just going to help grow and impact more and more people, which is what the aim of this is all about. All right, I'm putting out a heap of free content at the moment, and the next 8 months for me is just focused on free stuff, value, education, knowledge, inspiration for young kids coming through. So that's my sort of plan over the next 8 months. But editing those clips, I want to put up at least 2 a day, if not 3, on the little edits and putting captions and photos and stuff on the clips as well. So that took up a lot of time, and I was spending all my time just editing these clips, which were super easy to do, but they were just so time consuming. So I've got a little editor on board, Tori's editor that she uses for her Instagram, for her YouTube, sorry. She is editing my little clips that I post on my TikTok and my Instagram for the podcast. So now that's going to free up a heap of time, because I wanted to continue to edit the YouTube side of things, because I do it kind of a specific way and I actually enjoy the editing process. So you're going to see a lot more from me, that's for sure. Let's get stuck into this upper body push workout. Business is good?
Yeah, no, it's going well, mate. Almost like I'm PT, you know what I mean?
If you're passionate about other things, it's tough. Like, I remember when I just finished up at the gym and had a really good conversation with one of my mates from Perth. Life can be tough, especially when you don't really know what direction you want to go in. It's hard to find that spark and that excitement that really lights you up. And I have a big recommendation if you're struggling a little bit at the moment, or you have a little bit of self-doubt, not much confidence, don't really know what direction you want to go in life. Listen to the 31-minute podcast. It will change your life. Every time I listen to that podcast, it's like I have an out-of-body experience. I get so many ideas flooding through my mind and so much excitement around where I want to go, what I want to do. Literally last night, like, I could not sleep. I had so much excitement for today and what I'm going to be doing throughout this year. That's what you need. That's the passion that you need. And if you don't have that, it's really, really hard to be successful in life. So that would be my number one recommendation, is to find that spark, find something that energizes you, because you don't want to regret in 10 years time when me and him are 35 years old and we've just wasted between 20 and 30 focusing on pointless stuff, because we're going to have so much more responsibility with kids and a home and settling down and those sorts of things in 10 years time, that if we waste this time right now focusing on stuff that doesn't even matter, it's going to be so tough and we're going to regret so much when we do get to that 35-year age point. So take that piece of advice, do what you will. What's the saying? Do whatever you want with it. That's what I was trying to say. I feel like there's a different way to say it, but do whatever you want with it. Take it however you want and just roll with it. That's it. That's all I've got for you. We've been doing some work this afternoon, and this is what we're meant to be training in. I don't know if you can see that or if the clouds are going to be white, but you can barely see across the other side there. It's going to be a fun training session. So it is the next day. We had footy training last night. We started at 7 o'clock, which was just crazy late because our oval was getting redone. So there's a bit going on there. It was raining. It was humid. I came into the car and I was absolutely soaked. Got home last night about 9, just after 9. Had dinner, did a little bit of work, went to sleep around 12 o'clock because I wasn't really hungry, needed to hydrate. But today, I wanted to chat with you about my 2023 goals and what I am going to do to be able to achieve those 2023 goals. So for me this year, I'm keeping it very, very simple. I've got 2 goals in mind. One of them is to get drafted into the AFL, and I'm not afraid to put that out there. A lot of people are, because if they don't get there, then they look like an absolute idiot. But I'm putting it out there. I want to be able to get drafted. Even if I don't get drafted, I'd love to get a training spot with a club for a couple weeks and see how I go. But obviously that all depends on my performances throughout the year. So that is my biggest goal. That's pretty much the only goal that I am focused on. Everything else doesn't really matter too much to me because this has been a goal for a long time now. And only now do I really feel like it's achievable and it's within reach because I've been putting in the steps over the years to be able to get there. And then my next goal is just to be really consistent on the social media front. It's something that I've struggled with pretty much since starting social media, is just being able to stay consistent. And I know when I do stay consistent, I get the results that I want to. So for me, it's being consistent across the podcast. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out on Spotify or YouTube. Being consistent on here with you guys. With the YouTube, I want to be at least posting minimum 1 a week. I want to make it minimum 2 a week, if not more than that. So we want to be really consistent there, posting at least once a day on my Jackson Edwards Coaching Instagram, and then my podcast clips as well. So as I said before, I've just brought on an editor who's now taking over the caption side of things, which was just taking up so much of my time. So they're going to be taking over that, which means I pick out the parts that I want to put out to the social media. She puts on the captions and then I just post it. It's much more of a seamless process. It means I can spend more time editing on the YouTube as well. So that is my goals, being consistent on the TikTok side of things with the podcast. And then, yeah, just consistency across Instagram and that. So that is literally my only 2 goals. That's all I'm focused on this year. Last year and probably previous years was a lot of trying to build financials with the business, which now I've taken a big step back from, and it will definitely take a big hit, but I'm hoping to take 1 step back with that this year to then for the next 10 years take 10 steps forward. And that is kind of scary because I don't know what's going to happen. Like my plan of being able to try and get redrafted towards the end of this year, it might not even happen. And I'm putting a big bet on myself in like financially, time, energy, all towards this one big goal. And I feel like that's what I need to do because otherwise I get clouded by so many different things. So if you're out there and you're making goals, make them really, really simple and be really specific and just go after that goal. I wouldn't have too many goals because otherwise you get clouded by so many different things if you have so many different goals and things you want to achieve. So try and really nail it down between 1 and 3 things that you want to achieve this year. And if you achieve them early in the year, reset them again, go again, set some more goals, continue to keep striving. But just try and hone in on 1, 2, or 3 different goals. The reason I've said I just want to stay consistent on social media is because I can't control the numbers that view my social platforms. Like my YouTube, yes, I'd love to have 1,000 subscribers very, very quickly. I'd love to have 10,000 or 5,000 by the end of this year. I would love to have 10,000 Instagram followers by the end of this year. I'd love my podcast to reach as many people as possible, but I can't control that. All I can control is putting out higher quality content, staying consistent with that high quality content, and then hopefully the numbers just take care of themselves. And that's exactly the same with my football as well. Like, yes, I have an attainable goal of trying to get drafted at the end of the year, and it's a measurable goal. but I don't know if that's going to happen. All I can focus on is the process of being able to perform each and every training session, not miss a training session, continue to do extra outside of the club, and then on the weekends, focus on game day being the only thing that I focus on, because that's what's going to get me noticed. That's what's going to put myself out there to be able to get drafted. So I'm trying to focus on the process this year, enjoy the process, love the process, and hopefully at the end of the year, everything just pays off. That's my process. That's my strategy. I hope you got something out of this little clip here, as well as the whole episode as well. If you did enjoy it, I'd love for you to like, comment, subscribe, and at the same time, family, stay fearless in everything that you do, achieving those goals, chasing those dreams. People are going to have their say no matter what. So go out, achieve whatever you want to achieve, and go stay fearless.